tap screen. Top pick, top draft. Nerf Jaguar Falls, please. WASD Esports, or Sports, excuse me, with the first pick. Will it be a damage? WASD Sports. WASD Sports. What have I been saying?
Well, it's.
I feel like
the D isn't supplanted for the D.
Gotcha.
The E.
Okay, D Sports. Got it. D Sports. I love it. So all of a sudden, Fernando, we're back. Feels like we're back. Like we maybe just entered a time warp where Evie was prioritized over Fernando, and all of a sudden we're back. And there it is, the big tank, the Spaniard in front, will go ahead and take the first selection.
The accursed.
The accursed types
for
of
the
hands.
hands.
That's right.
The accursed hands.
So that's an interesting pick. Like Androx's Cassie, I don't think we see that very often. Hands of Power, what are they thinking here?
I think this goes back to what we talked about, how if they're not comfortable on every single damage character, they want to get where they're most comfortable, where they know they're going to have the most impact. With WASD, they're looking like a champion circuit draft right now. Picking up that Drogos immediately after the Fernando and complementing it with the Barrack.
Actually, I think this is a good strategy. It depends how it works out. Obviously, we're on Jaguar Falls, so the map will play a bit of this, but Drogos with the fire spits can work really well to confirm kills with the kind of in-your-face action that Jaguar Falls controls and kind of, you know, makes everyone go towards.
Makoa Grok, do it. Oh, it's going to be Buck taken by WASD Sports. I wanted them to have all the frontliners there.
Well, Buck actually got this really, and I love seeing Maldamba again. So Maldamba coming back. I think people are finally realizing how to play this champion and getting comfortable with it. But Buck, let's talk about one of the reasons why Buck might actually be jumping into the meta this weekend.
Hey, jumping. So he got a little bit of a change there to his net shot. It says, well, I don't know if a buff's the right word, but it was providing only 15% bonus damage when it should have been providing 30, and now it is providing the correct amount there. Maldamba, a character that pairs very well with him. You know, we ran this a little bit earlier today when we were messing around, playing a little casuals there. We were running the Buck Maldamba duo queue.
That's right. So let's introduce the teams and see if that duo queue
you got that.
will be what they need. Deja Vu. Deja Vu. Doesn't look like Deja Vu, so I'm going to call him Deja Vu. Will be Maldamba. Mephedron, we love, will be on Buck. Ziu will be on Fernando. Mummin will be on Drogos and Freddy. He'll be on Barrack for the side of WASD.
For Hands of Power. What are these names, dude? Sive 8. Benilvadin.
Yeah, you're getting wrecked, dude.
I don't even know. Androxus. Peppa on Makoa. Charlie on Ying. And Device on Victor.
It's really comical to see you try to pronounce those names, but we'll be having to cast the real action here, and it has nothing to do with letters. It's all about big numbers, big plays, and first big play goes to Mummin, who's going to take down Nivden on the side of Hands of Power. So WASD Sports looking strong to start. They've got 27% on the objective captured, and all of a sudden, Mephi is going to try go ahead and secure another kill for his team with the Buck. Almost jumping into action here.
So worried about this flank right now, WASD Sports. Barrack is just sitting on this point, getting set up. This is so dangerous to let happen here. Buck, not even going to try to go for that name. I'm going to call him Love there. Love getting in here, finding the triple in the backline, uncontested here.
He wanted a quadra.
Could have made it a quadra there, just a little off the mark. But WASD Sports taking this in convincing fashion here. Hands of Power barely stepping a foot on the point.
And Mephedron, we love. He is the one that is getting a lot of love for his team here. He's running a bunch of cards to help him keep alive. Looking like the Giga Siphon is there, so he's going to have that increased lifesteal on recovery, which is Buck's ability to heal himself as he goes into a fight. So not only will he be getting that extra damage, he will be healing himself as he goes into combat and taking down half-health Cassie's Androxus. That's what Buck loves to do.
You're moving around for the flank is Androxus and Cassie right now, because I can't say that name. Hooked out, though. Finds a nice pickup onto Freddy. That Barrack, both of his turrets are going to fall with him. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining on the push for WASD Sports there. A nice pick from Buck onto Androxus.
Side 8 trying to stay alive, but he's got so much pressure coming out from WASD that he is just going to go back to base. A nice fireball by Ziu is going to secure the kill, and Mummin is going to follow that up on the Ying, and all of a sudden, Hands of Power just looking powerless. They have absolutely no way. They're nether stepping into walls, and they just look flustered. They look like they don't have an answer right now for the flank pressure. We've seen EVIE be a consistent source of troubling damage for enemy teams today, but we've also seen Buck play a fantastic role as that flank, and he's continuing to do that on the side of WASD.
Left on this push. Illusory Rip is going to be popped here. Charlie actually getting 2 kills there in that team fight on the Ying here, but the Maldamba is now on her case. Dread Serpent is available here. Could close this push out if positioned properly, getting everyone off of the payload there. Will he elect to throw it down here? 50 seconds remain, so not too much pressure on WASD Sports. There it is, finally coming out, finishing the push. I
like that ult. I think he could have even used it sooner, but I do like the fact that he waited for his teammates. So went for the safer call there. Deja-Vu goes ahead and secures it with the Maldamba ult, obviously fearing and increasing the damage those enemies take for a while and allowing his teammates to follow up as well as himself and secure some of those crucial kills. Obviously a big disruptor, a big party breaker. That's not what you want to have hit you when you're trying to defend a payload.
A lot of morale boost coming out right now for the side of WASD Sports. 4 to be exact. Master riding as well from Zhu, who also picks up the Rejuvenate. Now, Rejuvenate, a little bit of a less common card that we're used to seeing here. Will increase the healing he takes by 10% from his Maldamba and any other source for that matter.
That's going to be great, actually. I mean, that's going to top him off. He gets some mid experience. It's going to take him to 280. He's going to be about, a little over 300 there with that. So it will start to pay off as he invests into that card. Not one of the most expensive cards you can grab either, but Mummin, he's paying for everything here in kills, and he has got a very, very healthy wallet, it looks like. He is just taking down one after another. A very nice snake stun there. I love the type of offensive approach that Deja-Vu is taking. He's not afraid to play up there. He's not sitting back, pocket healing as Fernando. He's going up there and he's getting into the fight. He knows he has Slither. He knows he has the stuns. He can get away and he can really help impact on whether somebody dies or not.
Raj not really finding its mark there. 4 Hands of Power, not getting a ton done there. Able to just get off and come right on back. Dome Shield is still available. Trying to make their way in right now with this Shell Shield from the Makoa. Cyber 8 is going to be taken down very early.
And again, Mum and Daddy Warbucks here with the clutch kills. He is just non-stop taking it down, but Milton, he's gonna go ahead and get a triple kill himself. So he goes ahead and pays the bills tonight, and that is one where he can sit back and say, trust me guys, this point fight, it's on me. 42% now on the side of Hands of Power. And they're looking powerful and more powerful as this game continues to progress. So kind of a rare turn of events. That triple kill has brought them back into the meta here.
Immortal is available.
Excuse me, this meta of this game.
Immortal's available, Dome Shield's available. How did WASD Sports let that happen? Regardless, though, they are coming back in force on this point, taking 2 quick kills there and immediately capturing the objective that they've shown is rightfully theirs.
Well, one of the things that I think WASD Sports did well, Nick, was that they zoned when they were actually ahead. You had the Buck and the Maldamba go forward, and they secured a lot of time. Hands of Power, they kind of sat back on the point and let WASD Sports go ahead and get themselves back without any damage on them.
Yeah, very important to keep the pressure on. Try and keep the picks rolling here, especially if you can keep them staggered. Makes it very difficult for a team to really combine and synergize around the draft that they've picked there.
All of a sudden, it looks like there is the potential to close this one out. Hands Power had the potential swing in their favor. The Androxus Accursed Arm could not carry them to victory yet. So it's up to Zhu and his teammates to fail, essentially, thanks to some incredible plays, potentially in Hands of Power, or them just sitting back a little too comfortably. But they feel they have enough time. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds, so they're not rushing this one, Nick. They know that they just have one strong push they need to make, and it could be GG.
Here's the comes Barrage again. Is able to get some damage there onto Buck. One more shot will do it. Cassie finds a couple there, but the recovery is already starting to come through, as well as the lifesteal. And Buck, by a miracle, is able to come out on top. He gets shut down very quickly there by Androxus. Double kill.
That was also Mending Spirits, I think, coming into play as well. That was just way too much. That was much more than recovery should have been allowing him there. And all of a sudden, the Accursed Arm, although it is not saving the day, saves the hour and gives a glimmer of hope. It is not midnight yet, and there is still a chance for Hands of Power to hold and push this into another game. There's 45 seconds left. and this round could be their end if they don't keep forward zoning like this. I love that Nilvden, he's taking a more aggressive approach now. He doesn't want to let the Buck get back into the fight without at least taking some damage here. Zyu is waiting on the left-hand side. 91% is his ultimate charge, but 28 seconds is the most important thing to pay attention to. Something's got to happen, and it's got to happen now.
Yeah, Mephedrona has Buck Wild available to him, heading in now. That shot's still available as well here. Will he go big? His team fight. Rogue Leap's gonna come off cooldown as well. He's gonna pop it, head into the backline. Buck Wild online there, finds one shot, gets hooked out, but just dumps a shot into Peppa there, taking down the turtle with him, going huge in that team fight in terms of distraction, in terms of damage, in terms of kills confirmed there. Big plays coming out of the Buck.
Buck went wild. You could say he went Buck wild. He is turning into a force that in this EVIE'S Winter Classic, people cannot handle. His pressure, his ultimate, doubling that damage. You could just see that all of a sudden, you get hit with that once, you're done. You're out of the fight. You have to try to escape. There is no chance of you holding for much longer. It's just a matter of when you go down. And Buck was able to put those timers on a lot of the backline flankers and damage dealers very, very quickly, and at times they didn't really want to go down.
Yeah, we saw Peppa try and hook him, trying to give some peel, but it didn't even matter. He was content to just drop a shot for 1,000 into Makoa's head there, taking him down as well. Heading on over to the scoreboard. He is almost top damage for his team, second only to actually Zhu on Fernando.
That is very impressive, but I did see Zhu during that game hitting quite a lot of fireballs over multiple targets. And Fernando, you cannot forget, Fernando is one of those very, very strong tanks that can still do a ton of damage as well as have that sustainability. That's why he's been one of the first picks since it feels like the beginning of time in this esport, and he continues to, because given the chance, he will wreck your backline damage dealers.
Yeah, being pocket healed, especially by Deja Vu. Maldamba has an interesting card that actually allows the target of your Mending Spirits to move faster. And that's kind of one of Fernando's biggest problems when he's trying to deal damage.
This is true.
Is sticking to his target. He has cards to supplement it, but they fall off after a while, and you need your Fireball to do it, and you need your Charge cooldown to do it. Whereas Maldamba can keep 100% uptime on you with that movement speed, allowing him to just stick to targets. And we're seeing just being so effective, doing a lot of damage.
And, of course, Fernando has other cards in his loadout to actually supplement that. So that's actually, it's on top of the fact that he could be gaining increased movement speed after he hits his Fireball, after he charges. So adding the Maldamba movement speed as well from that Mending Spirits heal is going to just be so much. It's going to swing the fight into his favor. But as we get into the map screen, Ice Mines will be selected. Expect to see some Master Ridings, I would think, here, as that was a very easily and very well executed strategy by Fabry here that we saw last week. So moving into the pick selection, it'll be really interesting to see what type of flankers that this team decides to go for.
Yeah, Hands Power going to be having that first pick there. Like you mentioned, Master Riding so contested on this map because the point is so far away from spawns.
Right.
If your enemies pick it up and you don't, you're already at a maybe 20% point capture disadvantage.
Very much so.
Yeah. Fernando going to be grabbed first here. 4 Hands of Power that just did too much against them last game. They want to take it away for this one.
Hands of Power going to grab that, and the tank on the other side, WASD Sports, will take Makoa and follow that up with maybe some healing here. They're going to go for another frontline champion. So these teams getting rid of the front lines already. Of course, there's still Ruckus on the table, but it seems like they'll be moving into, most likely, damage, flank, and support champions from now on.
Still on the table. Hands of Power might want to take this away.
That's true.
Just to get it off the table for WASD Sports. Don't want to let that slide through to be the deployable nightmare we saw in the previous series. Getting that set up can be so hard to break, especially on a map like Ice Mines when you're going to be picking up that Master Riding. Almost guaranteed with barricading to get to that point there and get set up. That is going to be a very big advantage for them. They take the Androxus and the Jirogos here, leaving that Ying available to them, and WASD Sports already going to be able to lock that one in.
This is interesting. I've found Barrack and Ying in my history, experience casting and playing to be very difficult on Ice Mine specifically because of the limited amount of channels and the ability for them to kind of hide behind kind of the route where you come in and hide their turrets, hide themselves if you're Ying, or hide their illusions, and really force you to take a clear, I'm going in and I ain't coming back unless I kill everyone type path to try and destroy them, right? All or nothing. And Buck, Maldamba favored again. Hands of Power. Were they, like, spectating our earlier games, dude? This is what we were running.
They just copy-pasted the draft from WASD Sports in the last game here. So I think the question here is how much is Hands of Power draft or hurt, if at all, by taking Master Riding instead of things like Morale Boost
That's
or
a great
Chronos here, because I think it's going to be almost necessary for them to take it to keep up with that Barrack Ying here. Freddy going for that Morale Boost as well. We're not seeing any Master Riding.
You know, I knew this the second I said, you know what? There's a chance nobody takes Master Riding here. And this is actually what we're looking at. On the side of Hands of Power, they still got the opportunity. Cybe 8 will be on Buck, Peppa on Fernando, Device C on Drogos. Biddlevden on Androxus, and Charlie will step in on the Maldamba. But again, 2 players on the side of WASD Sports, they've already locked that out with taking Morale Boost.
Deja Vu going to be picking up the Haven there on Ying. Mephenedronilov on Cassie going to be picking that up, as well as you on Makoa this time. Mummin on Barrack, and Freddy on Pip. Freddy on Pip, I can see it. The morale boost definitely there. Going to be important to get those evil mojos off as much as possible. Hands of Power grouped up as 5 on the high ground here, but Freddy finding some nice pop shots. First blood already taken for Zhu. They left a couple of men behind, and they were picked off. WASD Sports just following through Hands of Power right now, taking them off one by one from the back of the pack.
And it just looks like Pip, he's been acting like a sniper projectile shot here. He's hitting those potion launchers, which are very difficult to do in air. He hasn't missed. Somebody check this guy for aimbotting, because honestly, those were impressive shots. He's going to use the wall to get up and scale over just so he can start zoning. Again, very kind of limited zone coming forward here. They see the channels, but they don't want to move too far out and expose themselves.
Explosive Flash going to be very effective at dismounting everyone and slowing them down. Hands of Power now regrouped as 5. Moving in, no one sees him just yet. Cybe 8 on this Buck. They have to make a move, and they have to make it soon. Have no chance to get set up in here. Cybe 8 going to be taken down immediately. Peppa gets onto the point. Shield's already down for him, though, but he has the healer in his sights.
Hands of Power invested so much to get the Ying down, and she's only climbing back up in terms of her health. 50% is the ultimate charge for her. 89% on the side of Cassie, but she could go down. It's just all up to Peppa here to stall it out. A nice fireball, get a ton of damage, but it's not enough to do anything significant. And the point, 99% with no one there to contest, will go to WASD Sports and give them another chance to go ahead in this game.
He had just nobody else there. None of his teammates were there to help support him. He had no choice to just hide behind his shield until it was too little too late there. Nice follow-up onto the hook there. Zhu's been on point with these hooks and these kills thus far on this Makoa here. Doing a great job on this character here. Makoa is so effective if you're able to land these consistently. Consistent as Zhu.
Charlie comes in with the Maldamba as well and takes that away, but Charlie just gets eliminated himself. It's such a good combo with the follow-up for Makoa, proving that he can be as good as Fernando given the strength of his teammates, and he is looking to find more and more to follow up on. A really nice play by Cassie. He's gonna blast shot, make sure he's got no healing, up in the air. Freddy's gonna take him down, and all of a sudden Buck is back to base, and Maldamba's looking like he may share the same fate. He goes down. Freddy will help secure some of those kills, as well as Mephendrono we love, and he's gonna get the double kill on Cassie. Mephendrono we love is doing his thing.
Here comes the evil mojo there, able to be followed up on 17 streak right now for the Cassie of WASD Sports right now. Just in a couple of clutch shots here. Actually will be taken down as Maldamba bought enough time there, but will WASD Sports have the closing power? They have the Ancient Rage, the Scout, the Illusory Rift. They're dropping like flies, though. Hands of Power looking like they want to hold on to this round.
That was big. Binnelfden actually missed. Actually, he was hitting his shots, but it was all up to Makoa, and Zhu ended up missing that dredge anchor and put him in a bad spot. He had to shell spin, try to, I'm assuming, hit his target and actually heal himself from that, but he missed everybody, and all of a sudden, it's now WASD Sports with a big task ahead. This is what we've talked about, Nick. Master Riding comes into play here because you can get back and get more chances when your perfect push doesn't go to plan at the end.
This is Ice Mines, man. WASD Sports lost one fight, and they're already put in a position where if they lose one more, the round is over here. So you really don't have a lot of room for error as an attacker on this map. But Binnelfden deep in the backline right now on this Androxus goes too deep, overextends, gives up a kill. Cybe 8 as well. Device, if he goes down here, that could be the end for Hands of Power. He goes down as well. Fernando doing a good job stalling out. Ancient Rage still available too, but Freddy gets into the backline after his Drogos pick up a beautiful hook as well. We are now in overtime here. Can WASD Sports close it out?
He knows he's got to kill the Ying, but he's also got to kill the Makoa. There's too many good targets right now. A Fire Spin is coming in. A Cursed Arm could be huge, but Ultimate with a double kill, so no Barrack, no Ying, and this could be the fight turning around. Hands of Power, they want to take this for them, but that's the Makoa. He's going to do his best. The Maldamba, Sunday We Gonna, is going to help secure the kill, and all of a sudden, the defense is successful. Ready. He's going to stay alive, but his teammates won't, and a tie game here.
Great
What's new on Ice Mines?
Yeah, great stabilization play there from Hands of Power here. WASD Sports are now going to have the ultimate advantage, though, heading into this point capture fight. Dragon Punch is almost available there. That Accursed Arm and the Dread Serpent are going to be nowhere near a factor in this fight for Hands of Power there. They had to use a lot to stop, and that's a win for WASD Sports.
I think I like Benolden going into morale boost because I think that's going to be the most important. That is what has won these team fights and tilted them in their favor. He's basically gotten 2 kills. He's gotten Ying, he's gotten Barrack, and then they've been able to snowball off of that. And I think him going instead of the Master Riding, he doesn't need to get there first. It's going to allow him to really impact the fight more so than him getting to the point or getting in an early position here at this objective.
Speaking of Master Riding, Cassie gonna be getting here first, and
so
big
much
blast
value.
shot up onto the high ground. Hands of Power take the same flank and are punished for it. Disengage off the map. Mephdronolo playing out of his mind right now on this Cassie.
Mephdronolo we love, and he's loving himself. I'm sure his teammates are as well. Dodge roll. He's going to secure it, and he wants more. He's going to knock him in the air. Mephdronolo we love. We are starting to love you on cast here as well, buddy. The triple kill, the hype plays, and all of a sudden WASD Sports are making up for lost time.
We didn't think he was a clown for picking that name. He's certainly going to be in the circus for all that juggling he just did to Hands of Power there. 90% for WASD right now. They're just trying to get back onto this point, but the zone is too real. Cassie goes down, but the deed is already done. WASD Esports lead 1-2. Zybate
with that fast reload speed thanks to Deft Hands, allowing him to reload 20% faster and potentially 40 to 60% if he upgrades that again. Very expensive, but it's paying dividends now. He's got his ultimate, but does he want to use it? He's got recovery as well. He feels very confident in this fight because he hasn't used his ult, and all of a sudden he's been able to zone out Mephdronolo we love, excuse me, and be able to keep his team afloat, stalling this push at 1 minute and 55 seconds. This is big because now Freddy goes down, so no healing as the rest of the team starts to respawn.
Yeah, that's going to buy a lot of time for Hands of Power. You can see WASD Esports just sitting on this high ground waiting to group back up. Freddy coming all the way back from spawn. Mephdronolo shows his face right now, gets poked very low here, but will be kept safe by the rest of his team. Getting poked very low, he's hooked out. Fernando in a rough spot.
Wow, really nice jump here. The way he's shooting, I feel like his ult would have just killed the entire team, but they know they've got to take down the Cassie. But the Pip seems to be his big priority. He doesn't have Cauterize, but he knows that healing that chicken, that's what can turn a team fight. He's going on the Barrack as well, and all of a sudden, the Makoa in the Shirtle looks vulnerable, and he is. Benolden takes the kill, and now it is looking strong again. A second wipe for Hands of Power on WASD Sports. In a minute left, Nick. Ice Mines tells the same story that we've all been growing up hearing.
At this point, WASD need to win fights back to back to close this out. They have made little to no progress here. Another nice hook from Ju. Forced into the shell shield, but taken out almost immediately.
Wow.
Saib, Abe, and Nilvden are combining to just shred this backline, and Drox is finally taken down here. Is it enough?
I don't think it's gonna be. This healing from Pip could change the outcome of a fight. Now that Mefe is here, he's gonna look to find and kill the Buck. The ultimate still hasn't been used. An amazing trigger discipline by him, but he doesn't have any discipline. He needs the kill on the Cassie. He's gonna put himself in a dangerous position to do so. 39 health, but he's gonna be able to survive a little bit longer thanks to some of the healing on his team. Maldamba does go down, and now they're without their slippery snake, and of course that crucial mending spirits that's gonna keep Buck so nice and toasty and moving very fast. And all of a sudden, WSD Sports, they've broken the barrier, Nick. The dam has crumbled.
The recovery is going to be good from Simon. Hey, he's going to go into the boxing match with Freddy. Freddy's going to come out on top, though. Zhu picks a clutch kill onto Nilvden as well. Already in overtime. Like we mentioned, though, WSD need these picks. The pressure is on. The ball is in their court. They need to win every single fight here if they hope to convert.
He is either not running Masterful or he's not running the exact he's not running the highest tier of that card because he had 6 people and his Fire Spit was still on a 6-second cooldown. So he had 5 people, excuse me. still on a 6-second cooldown, so very strange to see a Drogoz not have that, but I love the variants we're seeing in builds. Let's see if it works for Device here. Sunday Weekend it comes out. Mephedronno, we love, is going to take down Cybe 8. There's so many low on the sides of WASD Sports, but they don't care as long as they finish things off here. Ray's looking like the Fernando at his last hope. It's like you can see, but you can't touch. But now Bucky activates the ultimate. He wants a kill, and he's gonna get it. Defense successful. Hands of Power. Clean it up.
Quadra kill for the Buck. I have to say that was worth it. You know, he's going to be going into this capture point fight without that ultimate there. I'd like to see more ults come out from WASD. I feel like they're only using them on the capture. They have morale boost 1s and 2s for the most part there. They need to be using these ults to get that value out of that card. You need to be using your ults frequently. They have everything available to them here. I want to see them be a little bit more loose cannon with it.
I mean, think about it. If you get your ult 30% more of the time, but you only use it 10% more, I mean, you're losing a lot of the credits that you actually invested into that card. Item. Yeah, because, you know, obviously a lot of people have this kind of very good trigger discipline, but it's almost sometimes too good and ends up being poor decision making because you hold your ult worrying about the fact that I want to save it for the perfect moment. And that perfect moment often isn't there. It's just you kind of got to make it that perfect moment by, you know, making a very aggressive or very coordinated play and decision with your team. All of a sudden, Mephedronno we love, hanging out in the flanks.
He's going to be put here much earlier than everyone else from that master riding here. Grouped up on the high ground. Ju's going to pick off Cybe 8. Here has the Ancient Rage available to him. Lockdown comes down as well. Here's all the ults we were looking for. Device able to Dragon Punch out Ju here, but 45% already the way of WASD Sports. As Fernando is looking like he's going to go down. Gets the shield up, but the Wreckers are so good. 1750, 1750. Chewing through that HP very quickly.
But they've left the capture point available to Hands of Power, so Benevolent is on there. He's gonna have to fight. He's actually taken one hit, and the reversal will reverse that damage and force Mephedronno we love out of the fight. That was huge by Benevolent, and now Cybe 8 gets the kill, so although Benevolent dies now, he has allowed Hands of Power to do what they need to do. Ancient Rage will not secure a kill on a Cybe 8, which is his original target, but it may help secure the kill onto Maldamba, but it doesn't.
What? He just left him there, wants to return, wants to continue to help his team. Needs one more shot on a Cybe 8. Will he find it? 420, 420.
Recovery!
Blaze it. He's not finding the kill, though. Recovery is able to keep him alive right now, staying on the point. Ju trying to get through this HP. This huge shield from Fernando is keeping this fight going.
It's continually contested. No one's gaining either way, and it looks like Peppa will finally go down to 93% and ticking on the side of WASD Sports, and the objective is captured. It is the same old tale, and it's starting to look like we are experiencing deja vu here.
Yeah, Cybe gonna go down there. Absolutely no hope to chew through both of those shields with 4 people. Mephedronno finding another big pick here for him. WASD need to get this rolling. They had a good first round there. The second round took them a long time to get going, but this is looking very good for them. 2 minutes remaining on the push, already sitting at about halfway done.
They've got 100% on the Pip ult, so that's available. The Evil Mojo, as well as Cassie's reveal from her ultimate. The Scout will be there to get them that crucial information if they do get wiped, where they're waiting for them. Here is the Pip ultimate. Evil Mojo does come out, but they cannot capitalize on it. All of Hands of Power stay alive. And now, despite Mephedronno we love getting Benevolent, it does not look like him and his team will be able to push this much farther thanks to the continual pressure that has been provided. But hold that thought. It seems like the exact opposite.
Yeah, Freddy finding a clutch kill there onto the backline healer as well. Peppa goes down. I would have loved to see him save that Evil Mojo. It was good in the situation just for the peel, but it would have been nice if he had that for closing power against this Fernando. Fernando has been the factor that's stabilized for Hands of Power almost every single round here. Device has the Dragon Punch as well. Ju's going to have no answer for this, so this is going to take the wind out of WASD Sports' sails whenever Device elects to pull the trigger.
Device is there, and he's ready, but he's not sure if he needs it. Here it is, perfect. He's covered. He wants to find one. Ying Clone!
My friend!
Rip! And he's not alive. He's still alive, but barely. He does land a rocket, and he finally secures his kill with Benevolent. But hey, maybe that Ying Clone, it stopped the healing. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Nah, that healing. No more. No more. I'm sick of it. It killed me once when it shattered, and I'm done.
There's no saving that.
I'll get to you later, Makoa.
Hands of Power able to stabilize that one there, despite the big misplay coming out from Device. No help from the Drogos in that situation. He just got birded on. That's a little taking a page out of Burrito's book there with the swap and drop. Device now trying to lay down this covering fire. Thrust up into the air, but missing rockets pretty consistently there. Huge record damage, though. Oh, my God.
The benefit of this is that Device has stayed alive throughout this despite everything. Makoa trying to hit him, but he's got those projectiles that have such gravity on them. It's so hard to hit those upper ledge targets. Finally, he goes down, but the defense is successful, Nick. It is all squared away. It doesn't matter what just happened. It is all about this singular moment. Both teams have the opportunity to make their last selections before they potentially go into a game-determining point capture. It is all up to them. The Havens across the board.
Yo.
Now let's see who comes to play.
Shoutouts to Freddy right now. 20-6 on this pip right now. Has Evil Mojo available to him again. Morale boost 3. So he is going to be cranking these ultimates out. He'll probably get one, maybe even 2, depending on how long this point capture fights. We saw it go extremely long in the previous round there. Charlie has that Bulldozer 2 as well, so these Ying clones are going to be much less of a factor.
Let's ride along with Peppa here. I love this. He's got master riding. Him and Cassie will get to the point first. Let's see if he elects to flank. No, he's going for the route. He's going to wait.
Why wait?
Why use the master riding to wait? I like it, though. That's why. Look at the damage from that guy. And he combos that perfectly, but he goes down right away. Peppa, the tank on the side of Hands of Power, is down, and Mephidrano, we love, will get the double kill. And thanks to him and Hands of Power are almost out of their role here. It looks like the Dragon Punch. Oh, he got it. Device finally makes up for his earlier remission. And although he's not alive for much longer, he does take down the carry on the side of WASD Sports. And this game is still in contest. Peppa is alive on the point, Nick, but will it last? Here's the Buck ultimate, and let's see what he can do.
He's going in right now, falling very low, but the Immortal's going to save him for the time being. Ying is here trying to get everyone healed up and under so much pressure right now. Trying to keep alive right now. Mephidrano finds a big pick onto Peppa in the backline. 78%, 80 now moving north of 90 for WASD Sports. Shell Shield is here. A lot of the tools. Hands of Power run out of steam and drop. Game number 2 on Ice Mines.
Those hands looking more and more powerless as the set progresses. But I like the affirmation that they're putting out to the universe, saying, hey, we have control of our destiny. They did pick a great map to keep things tight. They knew maybe they didn't have as good of a point fight, maybe as good of a drafting system, but if they picked characters they were comfortable with, if they could hit enough of those clutch ultimates, they could make it go to 1 point, wins all. Unfortunately, they came up a little short on that one.
Crazy, crazy team fights there. A lot of great ultimates, a lot of not so great ultimates there.
True.
A lot of clutch. I like all the item diversity there.
I did really like that.
We had bulldozers, we had everything in that game.
It's nice. It's like, you know, you eat the same thing every day and all of a sudden you just get a little variety. It feels good to watch, feels good to see, feels good to play with. You start recognizing different tastes that actually may serve you a little better if you start putting them into the normal routine. But here it is, the final in stats.
Mephidrano way love there on the Cassie. 111,000 damage. They're sitting about 20,000 above anyone else in the game. They're just so impactful on this character. Freddy as well there. A lot of credit score for this Pip. 44-7 there. One of the most survivable champions in the game. Pip there staying alive, getting a lot done. While he was 75,000 for him, matching almost a lot of the damage dealers on the side of Hands of Power.
Yeah, he did a very good job, and Pip can output that damage if he's able to do so. He's really, I think the intention of Pip talking to a lot of the designers is, and clarifying his role is more of a, obviously kind of like an off-tank, right? He's not this guy who's going to take a lot of damage, but because of his burst healing, because of his ability to slow, and because of his ability to impact the fight in ways that help his entire team to benefit, he really does serve that support role in, although a hybrid fashion, a very traditional fashion in the same sense.
Jack of all trades, master of none there, Pip, but very impactful ultimate, especially with Morale Boost 3, especially when you're able to follow up on it.
Now, we are going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We know we got another game in this set coming up. We'll get you right back for you, and we'll see you in just a sec.
when I see you in the morning, will you still want to be true? I can dream, I can dream that we'll see a brighter day. And I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. And I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. I'm alive, more alive than I've ever been your way. Well, I can dream that we'll see a brighter day. I can see in your eyes that we're through. Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Don't look back, just carry Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Because you are stronger.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the EVIE'S Winter Classic. My name is Rainday, joined by High Res Pretty Hair today, the Young Gun and the Stunna. We're ready to go here for the next game, which of course was a little bit of a break in between the action, but now we're ready to get back into it, and on Frozen Guard, no less.
Game number 3 between WASD Esports and Hands of Power. WASD Esports up 2-0 right now. It all comes down to this. Potentially could be the last game of the set here, and WASD Esports could find themselves in the finals. We're going to head straight into the champion draft here because we know exactly what map this is going to be on, who they going to take.
Who they going to take is the question. WASD Esports, first pick, Fernando, potentially, but they ended up doing okay without the Fernando on their team. They may not prioritize that. Makoa seems to be, I don't know if I would favor it. There it is, the Eevee coming out. So they're favoring Eevee in the finals. They will potentially, if they win this game, beat somebody who is favoring Eevee as well, which is Simsalo. So it'll be interesting who gets the Eevee if this ends up transitioning to the finals. But Hands of Power, they go with their front line of choice. Fernando.
Fernando as well. Still have the option to pick up the Barrack. Ying's still on the table as well. WSD for the first time favoring that Eevee here on Frozen Guard. That mobility is very clutch here, especially in these wide open spaces. Just being able to blink. You know, she's not exposed for very long. She's just there, and then she's back.
This is true. Drogos is another good air support. 2 blasters already. We oftentimes don't talk about this, and we try to bring it up as much as possible, but, you know, they do different types of damage and are mitigated by different types of items. And therefore, if you have a couple of blasters, that makes Cassie that much more effective, or it makes Eevee and Drogos that much more effective if you're able to split it up.
And having both of them forces Hands of Power into a very Haven-heavy lineup here, so it's going to be a very easy choice for WASD to just pick up Haven here, whereas Hands of Power, they're going to be split there. We saw Mephadrano do 111,000 damage on the Cassie here, so Hands of Power have a real decision in front of them to make to decide what kind of mitigation they want to go for this time.
It's really true. I mean, the Makoa, the Moldama, and the Cassie will be mitigated by Haven, but then you leave yourself open to full damage from Eevee and Drogos. Now, on the other hand, you don't have a lot of blasters on the side of Hands of Power. Only Fernando applies that, and of course Androxus' ultimate Accursed Arm, but the Kinessa, and there's a lot of there's
picked
a
into an
lot.
Eevee. Last pick Kinessa into a first pick.
I mean, he must feel confident about it, Nick. Obviously, Eevee counters Kinessa really easily in a lot of situations, but he must feel Frozen Guard with his ability. And win the game.
I trust you. I trust you here. Headed into it, Freddy. Immediately going to turn up the heat right now. As soon as he gets a beat, first blood going the way of Hands of Power.
Mephadrano, we love, is going to go down. And so the Cassie we talked about and was so impactful goes down to side 8, who finds himself with at least 2 kills now, having a hand in all of these engagements, and all of a sudden taking so much damage. A nice reversal is going to force Makoa into the shell shield and force him out of the fight, and Hands of Power with the Kinessa. The power of the sniper is proving to be more impactful here. These blasters, see you later. Side 8 Androxus with the hard carry right now at 90%.
Goes down though. Is WASD able to get on the point? No, they will let this one go here. Hands of Power going to take the early lead, getting up 1-0 here. Zhu just had no good avenue to get onto the point. Knessa here has been pretty uncontested right now. We'll have to see if EVIE'S able to turn up the heat on the sniper.
But Benelvin, he was very strong on the Androxus, and now Cybate, who is playing that buck, now very strong on the Androxus himself. So they feel very confident, but that confidence can only get him so far. Freddy takes down the Knessa with what seems like very easy mechanical skill. Not a lot involved in that. She's standing still, just shoot at the ground. And that ended up doing it. So Evie finally gets the better of the sniper, although the first point capture went really well for Hands of Power. I think that was like game plan executed, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Benelvin didn't even really have much of a faction. It was just all on Cybate on the St. Droxus. Found, I believe, 3 of the 5 kills there in that engagement here. Nice stall out, though, coming from WASD. They're keeping Hands of Power on the back foot right now. Minute 30 seconds remaining on this push, and they're really struggling to make any progress.
Yeah, at Cyb 8, he needs to get himself into a more of that medium range where he can start impacting the fight a lot. Really good reversals from him, though. Here's the Accursed Arm. He kind of wants it, but he doesn't want to just make it so easy for them to avoid. He kind of baited a few things out, but he dies in return. So, of course, expecting the Accursed Arm was one thing that they did, but dealing with it was one thing they didn't have to do. Benelvin gets a kill onto the Cassie, which is huge, and now he's looking for the Evie. She peeks, and this could be a problem. She wants to go in for the kill, and he's bunny hopping to try and get the glimpse onto her, but the Winter Witch escapes with her life for now, and all of a sudden, Peppa and the boys of Hands of Power have found a way out of this choke.
Turning it around, then they just need to keep it going, but Benelvin unable to convert, or to be taken down there by Freddy. Freddy takes the tumble this time around here. Benelvin doing a great job keeping the pressure up on the sky. All of these hit scan characters are good for taking out the Drogas there, despite not needing the blast shields immediately off the bat.
The Angel of Fire. He came to the rescue of the Winter Witch. It's just perfect timing. And here is the Accursed Arm. He wants a lot. He's going to get one. Deja Vu will go down thanks to Benelvin's pressure, forcing him out of the area. The Accursed Arm from Side 8 is really what contributed to so much of the easy fodder there. And now all of a sudden it's just a snowball in Hands of Power. Showing they have the resolve to take this game and take this set back into their hands.
Yeah, and they are going for the quintuple blast shield here, so they've elected to just totally cancel out the damage from Mummin and Freddy right now. This puts a lot of pressure on Mephedrona on the Cassie here.
It's so easy to say. Why are you slipping up on that?
he went big on it last time here, but this time around the pressure is really going to be on it. He's going to need to do better than 1 and 3.
It happens, man, and I think that him having kind of the pressure on him, you really do eliminate a lot of the factors that it can be. You say, you beat me, or we don't get beat. And I kind of like that. Rather than giving it to 2 players to potentially have the game of their lives, it's like, Mephedrona, we love, you're going to have to do your thing again and again and again. Otherwise, your team is not going to have a hope against us because we'll be mitigating too much damage. The fireballs have been so on point for Peppa. Nick, I love the way that he's playing this Fernando right now.
Vice gets taken out immediately here. Zhu finds the healer as well. Not before the illusory rip goes off. Peppa is very, very low health here. Needs to be careful. The Snack Man has his number. Freddy very low too. He could drop the shield and go for the kill here, but will elect to just be zoned out the whole time. Meanwhile, Mephedrona has been tearing apart Hands of Power.
WASD Sports had the perfect scenario because they let Fernando kind of just hurt himself and his team by staying alive for so long. If he just would have died, they would have been able to group up sooner, but they realized without the Fernando, there's no way they can get back onto this point, and they just stay back and commit to defending. And so there it is, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left for the push. WASD have got themselves back in the game.
Yeah, but they really need to find the conversion here. That early conversion in round 1
You're right.
is so big because Hands of Power can still benefit from a defense point, putting themselves up 3-1 here, and then it's going to be a long and tough road for WASD to fight their way back in after being down 3-1, but they're off to a good start.
The pressure is the theme that we have continually discussed. The pressure on Mephedrona we love. The pressure now on the entire team of WASD Sports to successfully defend, get the push, excuse me, because that defense will put them at game point next round for Hands of Power. So a lot of pressure on all members of the team now, not just the Cassie, and they've got to live up to the task. They're 2-0 in this set, but will that stay for long? Benelvin gets the kill on a Mummin, and already this defense is looking strong.
Ultimates flying out all over the place. Dread Serpent, Immortal, Accursed Arm all came out into that fight there, but all things told, it's going the way of Hands of Power there. The Immortal just too strong, able to keep everyone alive here. Cyb 8 on the Syntroxis, just absolutely having his way with WASD Sports there. Didn't get a lot of value out of his ultimates there, but this boy is just not missing a shot.
Oh my God, really? Oh, that was almost brilliant. They know exactly where they're coming from, man. I mean, this awareness from Hands of Power is really proving dividends. And the fireballs initially starting these fights, Nick, I mean, it's so hard for them to really compete, given the fact that they've already got half of their health off of their last in damage dealer who's in the back because he's trying to stay safe.
These deployable nightmares here coming out. No one's paying attention to these turrets, and we've seen how that goes there.
Wow.
But regardless, Freddy able to find the kill on the device, cut the head off the snake immediately there.
Whoa.
Everyone finding kills in this engagement for WASD Sports.
Wow, that was impressive Cassie play. It seems like the call of action has been answered, and Mephedronno, we love, is starting to find his rhythm again. They've put it all, they put their chips on the table and bet against him, but we're not quite sure if that will turn out to be folly or wise in terms of the results. So there's still a lot of opportunities, a lot of time. Canessa getting focused down, and Mephedronno, we love, gets it. Shu with the hook is gonna almost secure Atroxis, but he gets away.
Ancient Rage still available here in overtime, is gonna need to pop it. Oh, with the shell spin with the spring tide, healing him up, hits 3 targets there, still doesn't need to pop. That Ancient Rage shell shield has come back off cooldown. Mephedronno, we love, going big in this fight right now, barely staying alive, finding 3 kills now. Really looking good, and WASD Sports looking to close this one out and tie it up.
Mephedronno, we love, is ready to go ahead and, like I mentioned, answer the call. He is heated, and he is basically ready for the action, but will it continue? That's the question. This is a really important choke point, and if he can continue to hit these disengages and use his flash shot to reduce the healing, to help mitigate some of the healing that Barrick and Ying are providing for the team, he will be able to push it, but it is unsuccessful. This is the trouble you talked about. 3-1 now on the side for Hands of Power, and they have a huge task ahead of them.
Cybe8 finding 3 kills there without a cursed arm. So Hands of Power will be headed to this point with that available, as well as Immortal, as well as the Dome Shield from Barrick here. So many tools here. These Haven 2s and 3s starting to come online, so really the pressure is ever growing for Mephedronno. Deja can also combine Zhu doing a good job as well. They're picking up Veteran as well. Gonna put some of the pressure off of Deja. He can heal other targets now and just let Zhu get out of combat where that Veteran can really start to kick in.
That's right, Veteran. Not going to be doing as much damage as it did before, but it will still be impactful in getting him back into the fight. As Mephedronno is going, and this is really what he's been building up for. This is what he needs to do. This is the moment he needs to shine. And so far, so good. They've already got the Fernando down to half health, and he is searching for the tanks. But a nice shield is going to keep him alive, but for how long? Not long enough. Cybe8 with the double kill, looking to go ahead and finish things off, and Deja Vu is left standing without anyone to heal and only a snake in his hand. But that will not last long. Back to base. Freddy will escape. Winter Witch, she gets it, the Defiance in almost anger that she got away. But if he still pursues it, he will not. He had a chance to clean it up.
Freddy pulled Cybe8 so far off the point. Their Hands of Power trying to make use of the space created by Eevee right now. 70% for Hands of Power, though. Cybe8 is keeping a beat right now. Freddy finds the clutch pickup onto the sniper. Here comes the Dread Serpent. Dome Shield comes out as well. Cybe8's taken out. Freddy's coming in with the Ice Storm. It could be big.
This is what we're talking about. The combos from the ultimate, the Dragon Punch, the Sunday we go to, and all of a sudden WASD Sports find themselves back in the lead on the capture objective. They have taken their perfectly timed ults and capitalized on them to perfection. The Canessa's gonna have a hard time getting back into the zone, and if Freddy doesn't make any crucial mistakes here, he will have done a fantastic job to secure him some time. But Cybe8 gets the kill, and 78%, Nick, it's tied up.
Yeah, the healer's taken out. Freddy's down as well. That means Benevolent's going to have the chance to go big in this fight. And Hunter's still available. He's popping it. He finds 1, 2 onto the healer. Pins Maldama to the wall as he rounds the corner here. WASD Sports still 97%, but another good headshot will put some damage and finds the confirmed kill on to Mimmin. Can they close it out?
This will be it. If Hands of Power can do this, they can go ahead and win the game. 87th percentile, and they know they've got to take down the Winter Witch. She can't get away this time, but she blinks and survives. But for how much longer? Not enough. Cybe8 will take down Freddy. 93% on the side of Hands of Power, and they know Mephedronno, we love, he doesn't get alive. He can't stay alive. We can't say his name, but he can't seem to find the answer to what has happened. But yet, 97% ends up capturing it for WSD Sports.
Dude, oh my God, just a little bit of a slip up. I didn't know who was gonna. I didn't know whose overtime that was. That's how close that point fight was there.
Oh my!
The slip up. Hands of Power had control of the zone there. They just had nobody on it there, and so WASD Sports finding their way back in slowly but surely.
I'm
at a loss for words.
At a loss for words. I'm sure Hands of Power are as well. Seeing the game so close just slip through their hands, and now it can be tied. But the worst thing is they know they've got to play another round with WASD Sports. They know that they have to have this Kinessa, which is a risky pick into the EV, pay off yet again. It seemed like lightning was about to strike, but the bottle just wasn't big enough to capture it all, and all of a sudden, it is looking like more of a game than Hands of Power thought.
Oh, Freddie there finding a nice snapshot there on to Side 8. Side 8's been so big for me in these fights. They're keeping the pressure off Benovden on this Kinessa, keeping track of Freddie, making sure he's pressured out at all times. There, a nice combo from Mephedronilov, but he's going to go down to Benovden.
Benovden, the names, the plays, he's had it all. He's had it all in terms of this game. He's been able to keep us entertained with his what the heck? Peppa, Nick, get up off the floor. Somebody get this man a chair. If only we had some. He's fallen and he can't get up, and I still got to cast this game.
Peppa,
somebody
carry
help
me.
Nick, because Peppa with the carry, he probably should just jump out of game and help pick you up. His back seems to handle it enough. The triple kill from the Fernando. Oh boy.
Shaw there, the fireball of time coming out from Peppa. Will he be taken off the map? No. Shield's going to save him for now, but Peppa's in a bit of a rough spot. Going to backpedal onto that gore to be taken down eventually, but man, what a life you lived.
That's the fireball of time. Sounds like he's like jumping into a Shaolin franchise, which I'm not going to name the name of. It looks like although Side 8 will go ahead and get a couple of shots, they're going to feel more like tickles to the boys of WASD Sports, and Androxus tickling you, it's not really very effective in terms of his King of the Skies demeanor here. However, what is effective is a dredge anchor, allowing Mephedronilov we love to continue his 4 streak and put him and his team into a position to tie this thing up. But it's overtime, Nick, and if this continues, they will still be down without a position to win next fight.
Definitely, so this is big coming in here. Red Serpent's still available here, but Benovden from the high ground. Kinessa's so effective when she's posted up on her base right now. Headhunter still available as well. They're just content to dump headshots into the turtle here, making turtle soup on Frozen Guard. The overtime ticks out, pins Minium to the wall. Benovden cannot leave him uncontested. Freddie, thank God he's here.
Freddie, I mean, there's been so many opportunities for both teams to capitalize on what they've done well, and it just seems like they've ended up at a crossroads again where no one's willing to take the first step. Hands of Power have the chance to close their grasp and secure this win, but they let WASD Sports have a chance at tying it up, and yet they fail to push again after doing so well early on. Many thanks to Peppa and his fireball of time.
Cauterized 3 as well on both Charlie and Peppa. Then cauterized 2 on Benovden here, and only a cauterized 1 coming out of WASD Sports. So this Ying's healing is still going to be relatively uncontested here, and this could be the big swing factor going into this what could be the final fight. I like Benovden's aggressive approach. He knows that he's getting focused, but that's going to kill. Death awaits you all. Will take down Mephedronilov. We love it. Side 8. There's so much on his shoulders right now. Screw Peppa. He's got to help carry his team. He needs to get the healer out of the fight. He's got another step, but it doesn't matter. Xiu is on his tail. The Ancient Rage has paid off so much. He's going to need more than a fireball of time. He's going to need a shield of destiny as well, and if it can happen, it just might. Peppa goes ahead and helps Device take the kill down. Benovden is back, and with Headhunter activated, he's looking for heads. He's gonna find one under the Cassie. Mummin is undying, except he just fell right now, and that is gonna be 39% on for the boys of Hands of Power. Nick, this is not looking good for WASD Sports. Really favorable positioning for this Kinessa, just dismounting everyone and putting 1,000 damage into them as they round the corner here. Going onto the Drogos, 2 onto the Drogos, that's 1,500 total, 87, 90% for Hands of Power. Freddy's on his case, though, gets the cripple off. Freddy will find it. Freddy blinking back in here, 96 for Hands of Power. Can you make the turnaround play? Dredge Serpent on top of it all. They're swinging it back. WSD Sports not going down without a fight. Hands of Power had it there. They felt so
confident, but Nelvin was ready to transport out if things went awry, but it just ended up like Evie had the idea in her mind already and said, no, 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 I'm gonna cripple you with my ult. That's right, I am gonna salty ult you and get you out of that fight. And all of a sudden, the same feeling is there. Boom. He's gonna get the headshot, 89% for WASD Sports. They can close it here. It's just 1 point fight, and they have a chance of tying this up and giving them a shot to win. Freddy is staying alive and done so much work, but Saib8,
with the tracking, they're able to take him out even as high as he was. Dragon Punch is going to connect, though. Charlie takes out Moomin. WASD, we laid out, we talked about how hard of a road this was, but they are prepared to weather the storm.
And that road becomes harder and harder to walk down. I think it just becomes hard as a player to continue to be so close and have these opportunities to finish a game slip out of your fingers. Hands of Power have been so close every round to winning, and they know that relief is almost there. They could be back in this game. They could be back and having a chance to win with a new map, but they cannot find themselves any relief off of Frozen Guard, and this is starting to look bad for them.
Saib8 and Charlie are finding so many kills in the backline right now, but meanwhile, half of the push has been backdoored on Hands of Power here, giving up a lot of ground. It doesn't matter if you can't push it if you're all dead here. Saib8 making sure that is the case for his team. Accursed Arm still available to him. Really need to get these cauterizes online if you're WASD Sports. They've been barely scraping by. I feel like a lot of this could be made much easier if they just shut down the Ying's healing.
That's right, and I mean, I guess they're not focusing on that. They really do want some of the damage reduction, want some of the other choices they've been making, and that is what Paladins is all about, making choices in your game plan. It is meant to make those choices pay off by tactically choosing your fights, who you fight, when you fight, and that is what WASD Sports lacked early on, and now they're really just, I think, finding a rhythm for. As Maldamba stuns out the Fernando, and the push from WASD Sports will halt here.
But the cauterized 3 from Peppa, just not able to get anything done. This Maldamba is a limp snake walking around the battlefield right now. Immortal still available for Peppa as well. These teams are saving they're looking at this next point fight. The conversion is not really on the table anymore. They're just trying to charge their ults, make sure everything is available. Hands of Power just need 15% more to get that dome shield online. Another fireball.
Wow.
Could it be the fireball of Destiny there? Finds 2 targets, putting them extremely low, but Peppa's gonna go down.
I do like the trigger discipline on the Immortal though, but
yeah, they're saving it.
Yeah, they're saving it. His teammates weren't there to take advantage of it. The Eevee getting away again, but Saib8 really wants to finish this off. Disengage could hurt him, but a really nice follow through. However, Zhu is there with the Cassie. Mephidrano we love is playing to the love, and he's just so, his teammates are really thankful for him being here on WASD Sports. The carry is real. He's back. He's feeling himself. I feel like we have been in deja vu again, though, Nick. This is where we've seen Overtime tick away 3 fights in a row, and it's really up to Mephidrano we love to prove that we love him and carry this fight to the end of the base.
Freddy goes down, but so does Saib8. 2 big picks. Benovda needs to be pressured out right now. Mummin, you need to take up this duty here. Will he elect to go for the sniper before being pinned to the wall? Still in overtime, is unaware. Just boost to get away. The defense will hold. No further progress is made. This is kind of what we expected at that point. That's a bit of a long shot there, especially if they risked it and expended any of their ultimates there. It would have been much tougher on them securing this next capture point fight. That's what it's all going to come down to.
You're seeing them all across the board, Nick. The only thing you don't see is EVIE'S ult. And that was crucial in the last fight of securing Kinessa and Benelton. Because he took that aggressive approach. His transporter would have got him out of dodge after Evie blinked, but that ult secured that he stayed there and took the damage. And now she doesn't have that, at least for the very beginning. She may have to engage in a little bit of the fight before finding the Kinessa. And hopefully, hope she doesn't do too much damage.
She'll be able to get that charged up with 1 kill. You bring up a good point there as well, but everything else is available for Hands of Power. Master Riding is going to ensure that Peppa is the first to arrive here. Misses the fireball, so the fireball of time is not with them right now. A little bit of overlapping of the shield right now here. That turret not going to be safe there.
What? Not yet. I'm not really sure what's happening. It looks like Peppa maybe misclicks there, and that could be vital for him and his team's
Oh,
chances.
no.
It seems like there's some lapping going on. Ancient Rage is popped, and all of a sudden, however, he is wasting a lot of time. Makoa cannot chase
What?
Fernando, and so he stays alive. And although the Drogos is there, how long will he be able to pursue him? And that's it, but Cybate is on his tail. Thrust has been used, 42% on the side of WASD Sports Nick, and Hands of Power, they've got to be feeling a little bit regretful there that the ultimate came out with no one around him.
I don't know what to do with my hands
Yeah,
right now.
there's 78, there's 81%. This could be it.
Oh, was he trying to save him? We can't tell here. They don't have really the avenue here. The shield is going to be shredded almost immediately.
He can't get on the points.
WASD able to capture it. What happened there? I saw the 2 picks go through, but was he trying to save them? It looked like he was way out of range of that. Just
Might have
very...
been a risk. Might have been
I
a
don't know,
risk.
dude.
It ended up not paying out for him. And again, you know what I'm talking. I mean, I've been an athlete at the professional level, obviously collegiate, for most of my life, and there is a mentality that starts to shift when you see yourself almost secure that victory, and then they come back, they get another goal. You're there, you're fighting 70 minutes, they get another
Momentum
goal.
is
80
real.
minutes, they get another goal. That momentum really has an impact on how your teammates feel and how you feel about your success. And unfortunately, I think Hands of Power just didn't have the right rhythm going into that last point fight. You could see it just culminated with Peppa and a very untimely Immortal.
Yeah, well, still able to get 100,000 damage in there as well, so really big impact.
That's amazing.
Nonetheless there,
That's amazing.
despite the quintuple blast shields coming out, really putting a lot of pressure on WASD Sports. Mefa Geronimo, we love, gonna be able to get it done here. 123,000 damage on this Cassie.
I mean, I think Benelton, Cybe, Peppa, like, big shout-outs to them because they did fantastically.
Cybe was insane in this game.
They were absolutely, and Device Charlie, they did well also. I mean, but I think Peppa, Cybe, Benelton, they stood out and they really carried their weight for this game. It just didn't work for them. Everyone played very excellently.
Played so
It just comes down to these last point fights, and that's where things beyond what you pick, things beyond your mechanical skill, happen to matter. That is where it comes down to. And as these teams, look to get more LAN experience, this is going to be even more of a factor. When people are watching you,
Pressure,
when your teammates and your enemies are right across from you, these are things that you have to get really good at.
Definitely here we saw, despite, at DreamHack, despite being the top seed, Torpedo, now mostly Burrito, fell to District 69, who have proven themselves on LAN. So the LAN factor, the nerves, it's all a really real thing for these players here, and a very big impact on that last series.
They had a chance to go to finals, but they'll have to wait till next week, although I'm sure a very good performance here will keep them in the running as long as they bring it back and go a little bit harder, a little bit stronger, a little bit farther. Maybe don't press E at that crucial time. We'll check in with you. We got the finals coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.